I'm just desperate to see Brendan Fevola play AFL football again. I think the biggest loser here is us. The biggest loser is the footy fan out of all of this. And if not, I think the second biggest loser is the other footballers who are going through problems. Because I look at what's happened to Cousins and I look at what's happened to Fevola. And my concern with all this is that the underlying message here is that if you're a footballer and you've got problems, for God's sake, whatever you do, don't put your hand up and say, gee, I've got big problems, I need help. Because the next thing that happens is the AFL marches you straight out of the competition. Or your club marches you straight out of your competition, or your teammates turn on you. If Fevola hadn't put his hand up and said, I've got a problem, he mightn't be as bad off as what he is. So Brisbane might have got rid of him, they might have disposed of him, but the fact that the guy's put his hand up and said, look, I've got a problem, I need some help, well, that's open season now. That's up. Brendan Fevola's a wreck. He's a train wreck. He's a dribbling vegetable. Let's wheel him down the road and forget about him. I just think it's a case of, if you put your hand up and say you've got problems, you're inviting yourself to be booted straight out of the AFL. So that's another concern I've got. But I think if he gets fit, or if he gets semi-fit and plays in the VFL, he'll kick bag after bag. I mean, we've seen Nathan Thompson dominate. Nathan Thompson, he was suffering from depression. He had a lot of problems. He went back to the VFL and he just destroyed them. Because the speed of the game in the VFL is such that these guys can just see it all unfolding in front of them. It's just so easy for them to just see what's happening, to time their lead, give their opponent a little bit of a nudge and burst onto a lead. They don't need a lot of speed. They've just got the smarts and the ability to just kick bag after bag in that comp. So I'd love to see him. I think it's a savvy move by the Bombers to at least keep some sort of contact with Feb.
Yeah, it's an interesting one. Your point on, I guess, reaching out for help and seeing, admitting that, you've got some issues in that sense. I know, looking from the AFL's perspective, they want to have, a competition with elite athletes that, set behavioural, patterns for the youth growing up and, are essentially role models. So they shit themselves when, that they see something like this and they see drugs come into the fray and they see, gambling in that sense as well, and alcoholism and the way, I guess you could say some women are treated as well. They've got a lot of education programs for a lot of these footballers, and, sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. But I think there's nothing wrong with a footballer at some stage saying, I've got some issues.
Yeah, but it might backfire on you. You can be handballed straight out of the league. As soon as you put your hand up and say you've got problems, it's just open season. You're just inviting the Mike Sheehan's and the Caroline Wilsons and the Andrew Demetrios to just get you out of this competition. The journos will cash in on you. The AFL will separate you from their brand, and then you're on an island on your own, like Brendan Fevola, weighing up your options between Frankston, Port Melbourne and Bendigo. If anything, they should be seen to be supporting Brendan Fevola. He's put his hand up. He's got rehabilitation. Instead of going up there and saying, all right, let's sack him, let's get rid of him now, why not try and help him through? Why not create an avenue where he can be rookie listed later in the season? Why not try and help him?